day, crafty chums, and welcome to the Christmas video hop. You'll be looking for a hidden letter that's in the video today, and I will be telling it to you by voice. So if you skip over any of the video, you may miss it. So just be wary of that as you watch the video. Now, the first thing I usually do when I make a card is I have an idea of what I want the card to look like. So I go through usually my stamps and see what the trends are, and then I go to YouTube to see what the trends are for for card making. Oh my, I'm getting it all twisted, aren't I? To see what's the hot trend, and at the moment people are making craft cards and embossing them. So I thought I'd do the same. I'd get a card and emboss and things. So this is my scratch paper, by the way. And so all I did was I just drew in what the card was, and I laid my stamps down on it in a way I thought looked nice. And then what I did next was I got my grubby old stamp block there, and laid the stamps onto there, and then just popped my grubby old stamp press onto it. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to make a card. It's going to look like this, and so it's going to be a boy themed Christmas card. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do, start to finish. I don't often do start to finish, so it will involve a lot of cutting out of the camera and things, but yeah, okay, enough jibber jabber, get on with it. So we're going to make a card, and it's going to be a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to get the cardstock. Going to measure on the long length 5 1/2. I don't need to cut that down there, do I? No. 5 1/2. Because I've always worked, I first started making cards when I was staying in America, so I've always worked in inches, and it sort of puts me off if I've got to then now convert to centimetres. So I apologise to all the UK people watching, but it's just the way that I've done it. And I'm going to score this one at 4 1/4, so 4 1/4. I didn't even check to see what width this cardstock was, because I'm not in America now. It could be a different width, couldn't it? Best check. Yeah, so it'll be just under 4 1/4, because it's 8 1/4. So it'll be just under 8 1/4, which would take it there. So I've got to remember to adjust my matting and everything else to go with that. So that's the card base, and the card will be 1/8 of an inch smaller. Sure, this is going to be 5 1/4 long by 4 and just under 4, isn't it? 4 1/8. Quarter, that'll be there, so 3 and just under 1/8 of an inch under 4. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here to get the right and 5 1/4 long. 5 1/4 long. And I'll just check to see whether I got that right. Yeah. it is, so good. The brain was working. Thankfully the brain's working today. And I've got some craft cardstock here, some old pieces that I've got, so we'll just see what's the right width. So it'll be 1/8 an inch, so it'll be 5 inches long. 5 inches long. And if it's 3 3/4, it will be 3 1/8. So there. Yep. So that's there, and I'll just make sure I've got the matting size right. Yes, it is. That's good. So that's the matting that that's been done for this, and I'll work on my cardstock here. Now what I've got to do is I've got to use my little school buddy there, and I need my Versamark. I need my glasses. Oh yeah, got my glasses there so I can see what I'm doing. And I've got to stamp up my stamps with the Versamark, my dirty Versamark. It's very naughty of me. It's because I haven't been cleaning my stamps properly, and so it transfers. If you haven't cleaned your stamp properly, it transfers onto the Versamark pad. So I'm going to, normally I'd put this on my grid, but haven't got it there at the moment, and going to get the warm wishes in the bottom right. Make sure that's covered there. Oh, can you hear the lines? Must have got a, we're coming down the tide again, so the lines are squeaking. Now I know on this stamp here, the middle snowflake doesn't stamp very well, so I've got to make sure I've got the pressure down on there to make sure it makes contact with the paper. That's the joy of stamping something out first, is you find out if you've got issues with parts of the stamp that doesn't stamp. Okay, so what do I need now? I need a spare piece of paper. Because I'm going to sprinkle on the embossing powder, yeah, embossing powder, that's what it's called. And in my enthusiasm there, I forgot to stamp on the snowflakes. So what I will do is warm up the heat gun while the camera's moving. So I'm going to turn it off, warm up the heat gun, and then I'll emboss it. Okay, so I'm just going to emboss this now. And I don't normally do this on camera because it just makes so much noise. This stamp set is one that I got as a freebie in a magazine ages ago, and and it's called Winter Fun, from Don and Daisy, Marianne Design. I don't know who they are or where they come from. It came with a card making magazine, so yeah. It's not, because it's a freebie, it's not a very good detailed stamp, but it's still good enough to do the boy card with. And I don't mean any disrespect to boys. So I'm just going to stamp these snowflakes. Might actually stamp that one down there. Just changing it a little bit from the design that I had before. It's always good to change things up. Sorry, the boat's moving again. Nothing I can do about it really. If it gets too bad, then I'll stop filming. Okay, just pop this back in before I lose it all. And I'll just emboss these three bits here. So my hidden letter for this video is the letter R. R for Robert. The hidden letter is R for Robert. Hope you get that. R, Robert, or Rabbit. Robert or Rabbit, either will do. Thanks. Okay, so that's that bit there. Now, I'm just going to put a bit of colour on this, even though, you know, it's not necessarily, it still looks nice like that, but I thought maybe it'd be nice just to have a little bit of, just a little bit hint of shadow, and or you know, something like that. Not too much colour, because it doesn't really need it. So we're just putting, you know, some ice or snow on the ground, on his blades and boots, and then yeah, put some on his scarf. I think just a little bit of. This is just ordinary pencils, you know, it's not Copic or watercolour or anything, it's just a pencil. I thought it'd just be nice, because I've chosen the dark blue cardstock to go on the actual card. I thought it'd just be nice just to add a hint of colour there. So, and that's what I've done. You can put, you know, a bit of white in the flowers if you want, which is always, you know, just a little bit of extra. The white on the craft cardstock does look nice. Well, in my opinion, it looks nice, but yeah. But that's up to you. You don't have to do that kind of thing if you don't want to. I just think it looks, it just adds a little bit of something else to the card, doesn't it? And so now we're just going to place the card together. This is quite a quick and easy card to do, which is, you know, if you're making more than one, it's always good to try and keep the cards simple. And putting stamps onto the stamp block like I did there just speeds up the process as well. You're not stamping singly then. I had 3 elements on that stamp. Sorry if this is moving again. Now you could have done this as a 1 layer card just onto a craft cardstock base, which would just simplify things even more, and you know, you wouldn't be using up your tape or anything then. Nice simple one layer card. This would look good on a one layer card as well. It's just that sometimes the paper will warp in the embossing process unless you've got a really nice thick, good quality paper. Okay, so that's that, and so that's my male little boy Christmas card from start to finish. Okay, so thank you for watching and joining in, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.